welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Jennifer. Welcome. I love seeing everybody here today. I want to talk about my 5-star predictions and round 2. This is a long time coming. It took me forever to read my 3rd book, but once I did, I flew through it. I read it in 3 days, so hopefully that's a great sign for 5-star predictions. So I have 3 books that I read for this 5-star predictions round. The first one was No Exit by Taylor Adams. And so I did really enjoy this one. It was a great read. It was a mystery thriller about being stuck at a rest stop during a snowstorm in Colorado, and she finds a girl locked up in a truck in a van. And what does that mean? What happens? There was lots of twists and turns. I did really enjoy it, but unfortunately there was just something missing. I needed something a little bit more. And so it is really hard for me to give a thriller a 5 stars. It has to really shock and wow me. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars. It was close, but didn't quite make it, which is okay. That is fine. It would definitely have the real possibility of being a 5-star read, but I definitely will be reading more by Taylor Adams. I know she just had a recent release, Her Last Breath, and so being trapped down in claustrophobia and caves, and so I might check that one out from the library when it becomes available. So that sounds like a great read. I read more by the author, which is a great recommendation. Great means I had a great time in reading the books. So moving on to the second 5-star prediction, The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. This was all written in letters and emails, and is correspondences between many different people in this woman's life and at her old age. And so I did really enjoy this one. It was a great read. The ending was great. It was sad. It was how it probably the best way it could have ended. I won't spoil it, but I did really enjoy this for sure. And the people that she meets along the way, the people you meet from her correspondences, and eventually who she meets in person and doesn't meet in person, is very interesting and very compelling. So this is definitely a very good read. I'd highly recommend it. Unfortunately, it just didn't quite make the 5-star mark. It was so close. I gave it a 4.25, which is being very, very specific. But yeah, I did really, it was a very good read. I'd highly recommend it. I just missed quite a little something. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't quite an absolute 5-star, knocked it out of the park. But if you love reading letters, news, like emails, and just family relationships, friends, family, the university for some classes she wants to take, just long lost people that she gets in touch with and loses contact with, and sometimes she gets reconnected and sometimes she doesn't. And so I recommended this one if that sounds of interest to you. It's very sweet, well written. I would definitely read more by this author for sure. So recommend that one. And so the last one, Ellen Marie Wiseman, The Lies That They Told. This is her latest release, and I cried at the end. So that, if that says anything, I gasped out loud at one point because I just couldn't believe what I was reading and what happened. Ellen Marie Wiseman is such an excellent storyteller. I would highly recommend her books. Even though I'm not really a big historical fiction person, but she has twists, she has turns, she keeps you engaged, you root for characters, you hate other characters, and so it just is very well told. It's during the Appalachian Mountains, during the time of the eugenics movement in the 1930s, and a woman that immigrates from Germany during that time and goes to stay with a relative to take care of his 2 kids after his wife died, and the raising the house and the farm up in the mountains in rural Appalachia. And then the government wanting to take their land away, and what that means to their family, and what happens when they take the kids away. And yeah, it's heartbreaking, it's sad, it's compelling, it's thrilling. It's like all the emotions. You laugh, you cry, all the things. So very well done, very well told. Highly recommend. As you can probably tell from all my recommendations, 5 stars. Yay, we got a 5-star. Yay. So so that is very good. recommendation. If you have not read this one or read anything by Ellen Marie Wiseman, I would highly recommend this one. I've also read The Lost Girls of Willowbrook as another excellent recommendation as well. So yeah, so that was an excellent read by far. So now moving on to 3 new books for my next third round for 5-star predictions. I am going to include Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I loved The People We Meet on Vacation, so I'm really hoping to read a second book by this author and love it. This was randomly selected from my backlist playlist, and so if you haven't watched that video, I recommend it. I talk about the first book that was selected and what I thought of it, and this is now the second book that was selected. And so I'm hoping this is another 5-star. I love The People We Meet on Vacation, and I loved the movie too, and so I'm highly good. Hopefully love this one just as well. And so, yeah, I'm interested in that one. If you want more information about that one, check out my video on my backlist. And then it wouldn't be a 5-star prediction without the next Dungeon Crawler Carl, The Inevitable Ruin. This is the 7th book in the series. I definitely want to read this on April before the 8th book comes out in May. It'd be amazing if I get caught up before the newest release. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. But it is chunky. Let's just say it's very long. But it just, I've written all of the other books 5 stars. So is this one going to continue with the trend? Not, yes, no. So I'm highly excited to see how this one gets up to. And like, how can you not like to see Carl hanging off of this tower and Donut with her laser eyes? Yeah, so the cat. So we'll see what shenanigans gets up with that book, but I'm hoping that is also yet another 5-star read. And the third book that I would love to read and add to a 5-star prediction is another Ellen Marie Wiseman. Why not? I'm on a great trend with her books. And so I would love to read The Orphan Collector. Sorry, that's a different book. The Orphan Collector by Ellen Marie Wiseman. I have that on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm excited to read yet another book by Ellen Marie Wiseman. Hopefully I'll get to this one sooner rather than later and not like put it off for a couple months. Like, why not read amazing books if I can not help it? And so I love that idea. And so yeah, so I'm excited for these next 3 5-star predictions. Hopefully I'll come back sooner with the next round out and update on, hopefully all 3 5 stars. That would be amazing if that happens. That is the goal, to have 3 more 5 stars. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to share a 5-star prediction that you have, I would love to hear it down in the comments for the month of April. And then if you aren't feeling chatty, let's do some kind of cat emoji to celebrate Princess Donut. Do some kind of cat. I would love to see that down in the comments if you're not feeling chatty. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!